Happy Christmas Eve. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And I especially hope that today's special stream will make your day even better. Today I will be doing my first ever ASMR storytelling stream. And this story will be told from your perspective, hopefully to allow for maximum immersion. So sit back or lay down, wrap yourself up in a warm, cozy blanket. Maybe grab some snacks too. We will begin story time. You pulled into your parents' driveway, a smile spreading across your face as the familiar sight of the cozy little house came into view. The warm glow of the windows promised warmth and comfort, a stark contrast to the biting December air outside. A plume of smoke curled invitingly from the chimney, and the scent of pine needles and cinnamon hung heavy in the air. You could already picture the crackling fireplace inside, and the steaming mugs of hot chocolate waiting for you. Your parents, bless their hearts, had outdone themselves with the Christmas decorations this year. Garlands adorned every window. Twinkling fairy lights outlined the roof, and a plump, rosy-cheeked Santa Claus stood proudly beside the front door. A pang of nostalgia hits you. This was the house where you'd grown up, where every Christmas had been a magical adventure. As you stepped out of the car, the front door swung open, revealing your mother bundled up in a thick, knitted cardigan. "Darling, you're here," your mother exclaimed, her voice filled with delight. You rushed into your mother's open arms, the scent of her familiar perfume, a mix of lavender and vanilla, instantly transporting you back to childhood. "Mom, it's so good to be home," you sighed, feeling the stress of the past few months melt away. Your father emerged from the living room, a wide grin on his face. "Well, look who it is. My favorite child," he teased, pulling you into a bear hug. Dad, I'm your only child, you laughed, your heart swelling with affection. The warmth of the house enveloped you as you stepped inside. A fire crackled merrily in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls. The Christmas tree, a towering evergreen, adorned with ornaments collected over decades, sparkled in the corner. The air was filled with the comforting aroma of baking gingerbread. I just took a fresh batch of cookies out of the oven, your mother said, her eyes twinkling. Go on, have one. You know you can't resist. You didn't need any further encouragement. You bit into the warm, soft gingerbread cookie, the familiar taste flooding you with a sense of pure joy. This was the taste of home, the taste of Christmas, the taste of your childhood. The afternoon was a blur of laughter, shared stories, and catching up. You sat with your family by the fire, sipping hot chocolate and reminiscing about the past. They laughed about the year you had been convinced Santa Claus was stuck in the chimney, and you cried for hours. They also laughed about the time your father had accidentally set the Christmas pudding on fire. As dusk fell, you all moved into the kitchen to prepare for dinner. Your mother, a culinary wizard, was orchestrating a feast. The tantalizing smells of roasted chicken, herbed stuffing, all kinds of sauces filled the air, making your mouth water. Can I help with anything? You asked, eager to be part of the action. You can set the table, sweetheart, your mother replied, handing you a stack of festive plates. Dinner was a joyous affair. You ate, laughed, and shared each other's company. The simple pleasure of being together, surrounded by love and warmth, filled you with a deep sense of contentment. After dinner, everyone retreated back into the living room, where your father built a roaring fire. You settled on the couch, snuggled between your parents, a mug of hot cocoa warming your hands. The soft glow of the Christmas lights illuminated the room, creating a magical atmosphere. Your father, a lifelong lover of Christmas carols, put on a record of classic holiday tunes. The familiar melodies filled the air, and you found yourself humming along. As the night deepened, a comfortable silence settled over. This was where you would always belong, surrounded by the people who loved you unconditionally and more than anything in the world. The simplicity of this Christmas, devoid of the usual hustle and bustle, was a precious gift. Later, as you lay in your childhood bed, the soft glow of red and green lights filtered through your window. The day had been a perfect reminder of what truly mattered: family, love, and the simple joys in life. The next morning, you awoke to the smell of freshly brewed coffee and sizzling bacon. You found your parents in the kitchen, already bustling about, preparing a hearty breakfast. Morning, sleepyhead, your father greeted you with a cheerful smile. You dug in with gusto, savoring the delicious food and the warm, comforting atmosphere. After breakfast, your family spent the morning playing board games, your laughter echoing through the house. As the day wore on, a gentle snowfall began. You and your parents watched from the window as the snowflakes twirled and danced, blanketing the world in a pristine white. The scene was so idyllic, so peaceful, that you felt all your worries and anxieties fading away. In the afternoon, everyone bundled up and ventured for a walk out in the snow. The crisp, cold air invigorated you, and the crunch of the snow beneath your feet was a symphony of winter sounds. You and your parents strolled through the quiet neighborhood, admiring the snow-covered houses and the twinkling Christmas lights. Returning home, you wiggled into a new, thick sweater and fuzzy socks before heading downstairs, where you were greeted by the inviting smell of fresh baked cookies. Your mother had been busy in the kitchen, preparing another batch of her famous gingerbread. "I thought we could decorate some cookies," your mother said, a mischievous twinkle in her eye. You readily agreed, and soon everyone gathered around the table, frosting and sprinkles spread out before you. Some of the edible masterpieces were almost too pretty to eat, but you looked over at your father's creations and laughed. As the day grew to a close, you felt a pang of sadness. You knew you would have to leave the next day and return to your own life, but you also felt a deep sense of gratitude for the time you had spent with your parents. This simple, cozy Christmas had been a balm for your soul, a reminder of the things that truly mattered. The next morning, you packed your bags, your heart heavy with the thought of leaving. As you hugged your parents goodbye, your mother whispered, "Come back soon, darling. We miss you terribly when you're gone." "I will, Mom," you promised, already missing her hugs. "I love you both." Driving away from your childhood home, you glanced back at the cozy little house, the smoke once again curling from the chimney, and the Christmas lights twinkling in the falling snow. A wave of warmth washed over you. You'd be back next year, and everything would be just as wonderful. The end. How was that, Bubbles? Did you enjoy the story? I really hope you liked it, and I hope that everyone is super cozy and super comfy. I'm very glad that I was able to finally create a story to tell you guys. I am so happy to be with you guys today on Christmas Eve, but I won't take up any further time and let you get back to celebrating with your friends and family. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with me. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for listening to this first ever ASMR story time. You guys are the most wonderful Babels that a fairy could ever ask for. So, have a wonderful Christmas. Know that I love you, and have a great holiday with your families. Good night. Goodbye.